Topic: Principles and Foundations. Learning Outcomes. What is meant by scarcity and the inevitability of choices that have to be made by individuals, firms and governments. What is meant by factors of production, namely land, labor, capital and enterprise. How goods can be classified into free goods, private goods, public goods, merit goods and demerit goods. What is meant by opportunity cost, the characteristics of a production possibility curve and how opportunity costs can be applied. What is meant by the fundamental economic problem of limited resources and unlimited wants. Needs, wants. Human wants are unlimited. We live in a world of limited resources. The above leads to scarcity. People try to balance needs and wants. State whether the following statements are true or false. There is no difference in economics between a want and a need. The answer is false. A want is a need, but only if there are adequate resources in place to satisfy those who want it. In economics, a need is not the same as a want. Consumer wants are not always satisfied because of limited income, whereas a need tends to be more important in a scale of priorities. Unlimited wants. It is important to remember that our wants are continually expanding, developing and changing. Sometimes our wants change as we have new experiences. We are still faced with the fundamental economic problem that we have limited resources and unlimited wants. This is called the problem of scarcity, and as a result we have to make choices. Scarcity. Scarcity refers to our limited resources and our unlimited wants and needs. For an individual, resources include time, money, and skill. For a country, limited resources include natural resources, capital, labor force, and technology. Scarce resources. What is scarcity? Scarcity refers to the basic economic problem, the gap between limited, that is, scarce, resources and theoretically limitless wants. The concept of natural resource scarcity. Natural resources can fall outside the realm of scarcity for two reasons. Take her, for example. First, anything available in practically infinity supply that can be consumed at zero cost or trade-off of other goods is not scarce. Second, alternatively, if consumers are indifferent to a resource and do not have any desire to consume it, or are unaware of it or its potential use entirely, then it is not scarce even if the total amount in existence is clearly limited. Economic goods and free goods. Most goods, because of this shortage, economic goods have a positive price in the market. That is, consumers have to pay to get them. And services are economic goods, for example, they are scarce. Any good whose supply is greater than the demand if their price were zero is called a free good, since consumers can obtain all they want at no charge. Production and consumption. Resources are combined in the process of production to create goods and services. The process through which individuals use up goods and services to satisfy wants is known as consumption. The fundamental economic problem. The fundamental economic problem is scarce resources in relation to unlimited wants. One economic problem or many. This is the fact that we have scarce resources to satisfy our unlimited wants. As a result of this problem, which is sometimes called the problem of scarcity, we have to make a choice. And it is the task of the economist to explain and analyze the nature of choice facing economic agents, such as consumers, producers, and governments. In economics, a need is not the same as a want. Consumer wants are not always satisfied because of limited income, whereas a need tends to be more important in a scale of priorities. Scarcity and choice. Central problem in economics. How to choose among competing alternatives given the limited resources of decision makers. For example, local government, atoll council, roads or schools. Central government, defense or healthcare. Households, new car or trip. Firms, PCs or office furniture. Opportunity cost. Definition: the cost expressed in terms of the next best alternative sacrificed. The cost of anything in terms of other things given up or sacrificed. First, people face trade-off. Every decision involves choices, and more of one good means less of another good. Trade-off applies to individuals, families, corporations, and societies. Second, cost of something is what you give up to get it. When we make a decision, we compare the costs and benefits of our choices. Opportunity cost is whatever must be given up to obtain something. People compare costs and benefits. Self-assessment task 1. Look at the price chart below and answer the questions. Price of gum is 50 cents. Price of soda is $1. Price of biryani is $5. Question number 1. How many sodas can you buy instead of one biryani?
So how much price of soda? $1 and biryani $5. So how many soda will you get if you buy soda instead of one biryani? So means you have $5. If you use your money to buy soda, you will get 5 soda.
Question number 2. How many pieces of gum can you buy instead of one soda? Try to answer by yourself here. Opportunity costs even come into play in the pursuit. Opportunity costs are all around us and they differ from individual to individual. Take one look at Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and think of the opportunity costs if they had decided to forego their entrepreneurial pursuits and continue their college education instead. Things would be very different now. Production possibility curves. How many goods and services an economy is capable of producing is determined by the quantity and quality of resources available to it, together with the state of technical knowledge. These factors determine an economy's so-called production possibilities. The term production possibility curve emphasizes that this shows what levels of output an economy can achieve with its existing resources. It can also be used to show what the economy is not able to achieve. Answer the following question. A production possibility curve (PPC) assumes A. How much can be produced? B. All existing resources are being used. C. It is sometimes possible to switch production from one good to another. D. Production always takes place on the PPC. The answer is B. All existing resources are being used. Production possibility frontier. As the economy moves along the curve from point A through to point F, then a different combination of goods is being chosen. More consumer goods are being produced and fewer military goods. This emphasizes that the cost of producing more consumer goods is the military goods that have to be sacrificed.
Now how to make PPC? First, you have to put all the number in military goods into vertical axis. 10,000, 8,000, 6,000, 4,000, 2,000, and 0. Next, you have to put customer goods number in the horizontal axis. Start from 4,000, 0, 4,000, 8,000, 12,000, 16,000, and the last one is 20,000. Now, let's check point A. Point A, 10,000 military good and 0 in customer good. So let's check point A. 10,000 military good and 0 customer good. Means if we decide to produce more in military good, it will be less in customer good. That is the point of PPC. We have to use all our resources as efficient as possible. So PPC also will tell us about the combination, how we can use our resources as efficiency as possible. Now, let's go to point B. Here, we try to produce 8,000 military good and 4,000 customer good. From 10,000 to 8,000 mean we already reduce 2,000 military good. So we can try to produce customer good for 4,000. Less in military good means will be more in customer good. Also, more in customer good we produce will be less in military good.
Self-assessment task 2. Opportunity cost calculations.
Okay, this table comes from the previous table. See, point A, B, C, D, E, F, same with the previous table. If we want to produce 10,000 military goods, so we cannot produce consumer good because we use all our resources to produce military good. So, back to the point. If we want to produce more in one product, it will be less in the other product. Point A, we already use all our resources to produce in military goods, so we cannot produce customer good anymore. Point B means we start to produce in military good, so we have chance to produce in customer good. Here, if we produce 8,000 in military good, we can produce 4,000 in customer good. So how to calculate the opportunity cost? Now, let's try to calculate C to D. C, point C and point D. In point C, it's mentioned we can produce 6,000 military good and 8,000 customer good. At point D, we can produce 4,000 military good and 12,000 customer good. In this case, how to find the opportunity cost? First, we have to find which one is increase, which one is decrease. Now, let's see. Military good. Point C to D from 6,000 to 4,000. Increase or decrease? Decrease, right? First, we can produce 6,000 and then point D less to be 4,000. Mean decrease to 1,000. But what happened with the customer good? Customer good get increased. At point C, we only can produce 8,000. But at point D, we can produce 12,000. In customer good means increase 4,000. So the reduced part is the opportunity cost. So opportunity cost will come from military good to 1,000 military good. 2,000 military good comes from 6,000 minus 4,000. Now, the second example, point B to F. B to F. B, we can produce 8,000 military good, but at F, we cannot produce military good anymore because we use all our resources to produce customer good. See, at point B, we only can produce 4,000 customer good, but at point F, we can produce 20,000 consumer good. So, B to F, again, military good get reduce, right? So the opportunity cost will come from, again, military good. 8,000 minus 0. So we will get 8,000. Means opportunity cost will be 8,000 military goods. Okay, the rest you have to do by yourself, yeah.
Opportunity cost as a ratio. Opportunity cost equals decrease in a good divided by increase in the other good. For example, you own a factory that makes burgers and hot dogs. Since you have limited resources, to produce more of one good means you can produce less of the other. In this case, let's say, if you make one burger, then you can make 3 hot dogs less. Applying the formula. Opportunity cost of producing one burger equals 3 divided by 1 equals 3 per 1 hot dogs. The inverse of that to find opportunity cost of one hot dog. Opportunity cost of one hot dog equals 1 divided by 3 equals 1 per 3 burgers. Opportunity cost as a ratio. If production moves from E to B, what is the opportunity cost ratio of producing more military goods? The opportunity cost of one consumer good is therefore half of a military good. This is equivalent to one military good having an opportunity cost of 2 consumer goods.
Okay, now how we can get the calculation? Let's focus on point E and B. Which one is increased? Which one is decreased? E and B, customer good. At point E, 16,000. Point B, 4,000. Means decrease, right? From 16,000 to 4,000. And then military good. E to B, from 2,000 to 8,000. So mean increasing happen, right? Customer good, back to customer good. 16,000 to 4,000 means there will be decrease 12,000. 16,000 minus 4,000, we will get 12,000 decrease. And then military good from 2,000 to 8,000 mean it will be increase 8,000. What is the formula to get the ratio, opportunity cost ratio? Opportunity cost ratio we will get by decreasing in a good divide by increasing in other good. So here decreasing come from customer good. We already know we get 12,000. Divide by 6,000 in military good. 6,000 come from 8,000 minus 2,000. So 12,000 we divide by 6,000. We will get 2. It means one military good having an opportunity cost of 2 customer good.
Self-assessment task 3. You have exams in economics and chemistry coming up in 5 hours available for studying. The table shows the trade-offs you face in allocating the time you will spend in studying each subject. Question number 1. Draw the production possibility frontier graph. Make sure you label the axis and the values.
Now how to answer question A. How to draw PPC. You have to focus on midterm score. Put economic score into vertical axis and chemistry into horizontal axis. So you have to put based on the point A, B, C, D, E, F. And question number B. So you have to labeling C and D. If you are at point C, so what is the opportunity cost of increasing your chemistry score? You have to calculate, yeah? Okay, thank you.